Hi everybody, and welcome to 32Soft's first webinar of 2017, How to Become a Work Order Wonder. I'm Denise, and I hope everyone's New Year is off to a fantastic start. Today we have Olena, 32Soft's Sensational Solutions Architect, as our presenter. I will hand off to Olena in just a moment, but first, very quickly, a little bit of housekeeping here. Please know that by default, everyone joins the session already muted. Each of you should see a control panel similar to what I'm displaying, and there is a section here at the bottom where questions can be typed. They can be typed in at any time, and then during the question and answer session I will read the questions aloud in the order received. That's it for the housekeeping. So Olena, whenever you are ready.
I am. Thank you, Denise.
Okay, I'm going to pass it over to you right now.
Hello, everyone. Before I will start talking about work orders, I want to thank all of you for answering questions about your work order processes during webinar registration. Your answers remove for me this virtual wall created by the webinar format and give me a chance to talk about and show something that will be interesting and helpful for you. One thing that brings us all together for this webinar is that we all use QED as business ERP system. We store their information about products, resources, and demands. With time and efforts, it becomes a huge repository of information, which is not just about inventory levels or prices or demands. Properly used, it can help us to analyze current processes and help eliminate inefficiencies. But there is also a chance that we might keep spending time and waste costly resources on maintaining information that no one can use. So, can we efficiently leverage QED to get the most of information we store there? Can we increase the value of that information and efficiency of business processes without investing a lot of money into process changes or personnel training? And if we are confident that information we store in QED adds to the company bottom line, can we cut the time we spend to maintaining it? We'll try to answer these questions during today's webinar. When it comes to manufacturing process, the most common solution to raise productivity and eliminate waste are proven process improvement methodologies that are part of lean manufacturing philosophy. These processes are mostly outside of QED. So we may look at manufacturing as a big box or pot. What goes into the pot are work orders and components. What comes out of it are finished products. Inside is an efficient, wasteless production process with visual control systems. And while such wasteless production process controlled by visual management techniques is achievable, for many businesses it is impractical to rely only on visual indicators when tracking production. Thanks to QED, we have the lead on the pot clear or see-through and can have information about work orders and components that are in the pot or need to be added there. We can see if our pot is big enough to fit all the work orders or track at what stage of completeness our products are in this pot. Most likely we have more than one pot because some of the ingredients cannot be mixed or they might take less time to cook or because we need to keep pot size small. And here we are, see all the pots boiling, and then one starts overflowing. We fix it, but by that time another one is burning and another one it stays empty. We see what is going on in the pots, but this doesn't help. You cannot look into all the pots at the same time or quickly adjust their load or ingredients. So this is an example when we have all the information. The problem is with timing and speed with which can react to it, and of course efforts we need to put into efficient control of the production. The solution could be as simple as an Excel spreadsheet. by using work order maintenance template, the one that I have on the screen, you can quickly get access to QED work orders. I want to download here all the released work orders for certain range of due dates. The benefit of this template is not that I can just download the information and have it, is I can do something with it. I can change the work order quantity or work order due date. So let's say I need 10 here, and I need this to be on 12/01/16. I can update everything, or I can update only my work order. And in this example, it will be changes to 2 work orders, but you might have hundreds there. So I click upload, and my information is in QED. So this is an example of how I can quickly use the information I have. And if I will re-download, then I will see the changes I just made. Or, for example, but if I will make a mistake, let's say I'll try to, hopefully, upload something that cannot be modified in QED, I will immediately see the errors like this work order is locked or has different status. Here I'm trying to make changes through Excel to the work order due date that it's not allowed, and so on. So that's an example of how you can monitor existing ones and make changes. You can also create new ones. For example, you have a web service or external system where all your sales orders are coming into, and you need to quickly create a lot of work orders, or even just you can get information about sales orders from one report in QED and need to create 10 orders at a time. You can do it quickly with Excel template. I have a short sample here. In your case, it could be 100 of lines, or you can even open the external file here. I will do just copy paste here and verify my information, and we'll click on create work orders. QED will validate data and will assign work orders. We'll create work orders in QED and we'll assign work orders numbers, so I can drill down into details, and this is the work order inquiry that comes directly in QED, from QED, so the work order is there. Another example is when you have work orders, but you need to modify work order bill of materials with work order bill maintenance template, and it can look as simple as this one. You can just download, and here I'm connecting to QED. You can just download from QED bill of material for certain work order and make changes to it. For example, I want to change this quantity to 40, and I want to add, for example, one more item. Again, I'm just updating existing ones, but you can also create new ones from here. So let me finish what I'm doing. And if I will put incorrect item number here, let's do, and we'll try to update the bill with incorrect information, the template will validate that, will identify that this item does not exist, and will highlight my error. So I can fix it and update the bill. And if I will re-download this bill, I will see all the changes that I made to it. So that's one way I can work in QED with Excel templates and manage information that I have in QED. Another example just customer specific I want to show you is it's also work order bill maintenance. But in this example, customer is getting files from engineering, and based on that file the work orders bills are created in QED. Or you may download sales orders that can be turned into work orders bills if you have configured items in the sales orders. The options can vary, and you can see how different what different approaches you can use in maintaining work orders bills. Also, if you maintain work orders routings, it will be quite easy for you to see a load at each work center. So let me open work orders routings template, and let's say I want to check what's on work centers with certain numbers. I put selection criteria, click on download, and I will have the list of all work orders that I have on these work centers. I can see work in process, I can see completed quantities, I see all my operations, for example. And again, if you maintain all this data, you can see what's the runtime for this work order and assess how busy your work center is. And if you don't use shop floor control, you can even use this tool to maintain your actual run and setup time. So each person at each work center can download this list and will know what their load for the day or projected load for tomorrow, or supervisor can check at the check work orders list, and if it see like imbalance between load on two work centers, he can change the work center in work order routing and send the job to less busy work centers. So that's just an example of how you can gain the information that's already in QED. It's been generated when work order has been created. You can go even further. As example is work order buffer tool. It's a combination of work order maintenance and analysis tool. It's customer specific, so I won't be able to upload much of the data through it, but I can download some. There are some key indicators that are designed to be used by managers so they can quickly see what's going on the floor, and also for the operators, they can put remarks, they can sequence their work orders for their internal procedures, they can include like additional information with each work order to provide them with details necessary for decisions making. So these are just a couple of examples how powerful you could become if you find the proper way to use the information that's already in QED. So in this case, you don't need you don't need to spend any time to maintain any additional information. You're just using what you already have, and you get maximum of what QED can give to you. So there are like this hidden potential that might be there, and you don't need to go through the huge process changes. You can do these small fixes now, and then sometimes these fixes will help you to see the big picture and see which area needs improvement, and will help you to make decisions or plans for the bigger changes in your business processes. So that's what we trying to achieve with all our Excel templates, and that's how we try to increase the value of information that you have. So work order maintenance tools will give you visibility to your work orders. It makes maintenance process easy. It increases information value when the data that's already in QD, already put there by shop floor operators, can be efficiently analyzed by the supervisor or by the managers and make the process even more efficient. And there's almost investment into there's no any change, and investment is minimal while the return on that investment is maximized. So hopefully you got something new from today's webinar, and I hope that you have questions. I'd like to answer them, but with questions answering, I need Denise's help. She helps me to read them, and I'll pass control to Denise so I can concentrate on answers, and she'll help me to see your questions if there are any. Denise?
Okay, let's real quick let you know what's coming up. And as you know, today's focus was the fastest, easiest way to create and monitor work orders. And next month we will take a look at processing and management of work orders, including the impact of component issue on availability and inventory accuracy, the pros and cons of component issue, product receipt versus work order backflush, and lots of other good stuff, of course. March will be a great webinar to attend if you manufacture, sell, and service equipment. ISP grows huge over time, so an efficient management process is an absolute necessity. We also have in March the Midwest User Group Conference, where Judy Gardner from Walbro and Olena will present Managing Complex Sales Transactions. The conference runs from the 19th to the 21st, so if you do have plans to attend, please be sure to at least stop by and say hello. And as soon as the replay from today is available, typically within the week, we will follow up with our encore email to all registrants, which includes a link to the replay, questions, and answers. So even after the webinar, if you have questions, give us a call, shoot us an email, and we will include those when we post the replay. And also at the bottom of all of our webinar communications, you will always find registration links to any of our upcoming webinars or events. So let me take one more look for questions. So we will go ahead and close out with a final thought. Order and simplification are the first steps toward the mastery of a subject. And hopefully you can join us next month for the next steps in becoming a work order wonder. We are really delighted you were able to join us as we kicked off our 2017 webinar series today, everybody. And thank you so much for your time, and have a fabulous day.